Hi, I'm Sam Norberg. Welcome to book review number 6 of 52 books in 52 weeks. And this week we're talking about May Cause Miracles by Gabrielle Bernstein, otherwise known as Gabby B. I can't show you this one because I was listening to the audio version and I've actually been listening to it since the beginning of January, so about a month and a half now. Part of the reason is because you're supposed to form a daily routine for 42 days. Now I'm going to have a big disclaimer here. I didn't follow the book quite the way it was supposed to. Partially because I was always listening to it in the car or on a walk. What that meant is I'd listen to, say, 45 minutes at a time, whereas the audiobook encourages you to just listen to the little bit, have the day, and then listen to the next bit. What I did do is take all of the lessons that she works through and apply them where I could. So part of the reason that I spread the audiobook out across such a long time is so I could actually apply things. So what you need to know, Gabby B's May Cause Miracles. First of all, you have to believe in miracles. Now, if you don't believe in God-given miracles as such, that's not a problem. I went into this book fairly eyes open, although I didn't necessarily believe some of the concepts she was talking about to start with. What I found was, though, that as I worked through the material she gives me, it really changed the way I look at what a miracle is and where it comes from. It wasn't about this wonderful flash of light and something magical happening from the sky. It was about the way I looked at my life, the way I looked at things that happened inside my life, and the way I really approached the things I do within my life. To look for miracles, to look for the amazing things that happen and start to be really grateful for them. The other thing the audiobook really does is it starts to change the way you think about things. And that was one of the biggest things that came up for me. Was my self-talk, despite the fact I read a lot of personal development books, despite the fact that I try and get my head around what's going on inside my head, was that my self-talk is terrible still. And not just about me, but the voices that go on inside my head say, all sorts of terrible things about the world around me and about the people and about myself, and holy hell. When you really start to listen to that voice inside you, you start to realize what you're listening to all day long. A lot of the work she does in May Cause Miracles is daily action. So she gives you little bits to do every day for 42 days. Part meditation, part reflection, part the way you look at the world around you and what's going on inside you. And I really like the way she broke it down into tiny little manageable chunks for you to work through every day. Now, as I said, I didn't work through it the way I was supposed to. So I can't necessarily tell you if that stuff worked or not. But what I can say is if you really want to change the way you're looking at things, it's worth a try. If you like Gabby B's stuff anyway, then it's worth listening to. She narrates her own audiobooks, so you get her viewpoint, you get her voice, and it makes it feel more like her, which I really quite liked. I've started to actually like audiobooks more than I thought I would. I was always a big advocate against audiobooks. I like the tangibility of holding a book. I like the touch and the smell and the feel of a book. But audiobooks have really helped me while I was driving and while I was walking, and this was a really good way to connect with the content because it was her voice and her soul poured into it because it's her stuff. So look, I really liked it. So that's May Cause Miracles by Gabrielle Bernstein. If you like Gabby B and you like her stuff, of course, it's well worth a listen. But more than that, if you haven't heard her stuff before, or you just want something to really start to make you think about the world around you, I'd give it a go. It's really quite interesting. It really made me stop and think. And there were several times in the car where she'd say something and I would literally sit there and go, huh, yeah, that's a good point. And it really made me stop and think about the way I approach my life and the things around me. It's worth a try. Now, of course, I can't gift this one. This is an audiobook that I borrowed from the local library. So it's something to think about. My local library has not just, of course, you can go with your library card and borrow physical books, has an audiobook scheme. So you can borrow audiobooks. That means they're on your device for a period of, I think it's about 14 days, and then they delete themselves, but you get the opportunity to have them for free. So this week's, I'm going to ask you, first of all, does your library have a scheme like that? And if not, have you even asked? Go and find out, because there are some great ways to get more reading in your life that aren't necessarily the traditional ways of borrowing books. See if they've got audiobooks, not just CDs to go in the car, but downloadable files for your phone or iPad, because my library did and I was quite surprised. So that's it. That's book review number 6 for 52 books in 52 weeks. And as always, I will see you next time.